Hello, we're in England and I'm going to unpack more parcels today. These are from auctions in England where I bought online from photographs and taken the chance of buying, getting it sent to me in Bournemouth where I have a warehouse. So I haven't seen these in the flesh, so it's like Christmas Day. Have a look. Two pictures in this box. Three pictures. I have to be careful not to damage them with the blade. I have made that mistake many times. Cut through the wrapping and cut the actual. It's cheaper to get them posted than to drive and collect them nowadays with the cost of fuel. So we have an oil on board. The board is a shop bought board. It's not a salvaged piece of wood. It has ink writing on it with a number. It's going to be Naples, I think. I'm going to see what the auctioneer said. After Adriano Bonifazi, Italian school, 19th century, portrait of a young woman, head and shoulders in traditional costume, wearing coral beads, oil on board, 19 by 16 centimetres. I think this charming thing got cracks on the paint, which can be hidden or left. It's got a yellow tone, which is either tobacco stains or shellac. It's more likely to be shellac than tobacco. It's very heavy, it's surprising. The board seems to be a paper impregnated with cardboard, with gesso, impregnated with gesso and plaster. It's got a very shiny, hard finish, this board. So it's an artist board. The artist has put oil on it, not gouache. And he has painted very carefully this Italian female, as it says, coral necklace. They have in the Naples area, Italy, when they paint girls, they often have these very strange cloth hats, which just seem to sit on the head, folded bits of cloth. Sometimes they go down the back. It's not sort of attached as such. That's going to be in Malta at the end of 2023. I think that is good. The flesh is good. The eyes are not cross-eyed. The eyes are clear. A nice pout. Two nice earrings. There is perhaps the residue of a signature. There is perhaps some annotations here. I don't know what it is. I would say that's 1860, just as a guess. Could be a bit later. Okay, next one. Glass, so they have put masking tape on the glass so it doesn't cut the paper if it gets broken. This has got a fairly imperial looking pine and gesso frame. If it was English, we'd be saying it's Regency. If it was American, we'd be saying it's Federal. If it was French, we'd be saying it's Empire. So we have antique paintings too. These are framed. The paper is bordered with a black line. This is very common in Naples. It's almost a sort of Pompeii style, Roman style border, which you see particularly on the gouaches of the Vesuvius eruption. So we know it's a sort of touristic painting. We know it's got this Pompeii Roman black Neapolitan border. There's two. You often find pairs of touristic paintings. You often find pairs of touristic ceramic items. So it's nice to have two. This has got ink, which is English ink, not painter's ink. Having said that, I'm not sure. That says middle room, black drawing room. That's English. black drawing room, middle room. Then it says Venditore e Giancata in Roma. Donna del Pesos de Pietra nel Regno. Something to do with the king, don't know what that means. Don't know, nice. I like to see these ring handles. You see them in England, you see them in France, you see them in Malta, you see them in Italy. No other holes in the frame. I think there's a good chance that was framed, that was sold framed. Don't think that looks like a very English frame, but I think the annotations are English. It's unlikely that this is Italian drawn because it's the same ink as the English annotations. It's a sepia sort of ink. I think that they're very characterful and the condition is good. There is some dirt behind the glass on that one and a little bit on that one. They have good foregrounds, they're not faded. They show a girl with a basket of grapes, a child, an Italian headdress, flowers, sky, foreground. That shows who is probably a shepherd because he has a crook, a stick. He has a jug of water or wine. He has a basket. He has a fleece as a jacket. That's an unusual thing to see. This is wool, unskinned wool, untanned wool, untanned skin, and a very simple sky and a very simple foreground. Let's see what the auctioneer said. Circle of Saverio della Gatta, Naples, circa 1758 to 1829. That's pushing them back a hell of a long way. It could just about be 1830. Regency's 1820. If it was England, shepherd and shepherdess. Yep. Rocky landscape, hills beyond gouache and paper. Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that description. There's a lot of colour in them. There's reds, there's blues, there's greens. The sky has got a good sky blue. The clouds have got the grey, the shadow, the white. There is evidence of water damage there, which is minor. There is evidence of a crease, which is minor. They have this reassuring black margin, as I say, which is painted on. It looks at first glance like it could be a black line for it being a print, but it's not a print. Okay, next one. Lovely. What is this? I don't know what it is. All come from the same auction. So it's all on the same bill. And this will all be going to Malta to be sold later on this year. See what this one is. One. Nicely wrapped by Victoria. Wonderful. Wow. That's two. Unfortunately, these will all have to be wrapped again to be sent. Never mind. This one has a plywood back and a lovely label from Edinburgh. I would put the label at the back of that in first half of the 20th century. That's a quality picture because the back's a quality back, and that we can see now. I remember which one it is. This is Bonello. This is a lovely scene because it shows Marsamsetto Harbour from up towards sort of on the way to Senglea and St. John. I'll see what the auctioneer says. Gianni Bonello, Maltese, 1858-1920, harbour view, probably the Grand Harbour. It's not the Grand Harbour, it's Marsamsetto Harbour. People assume Valletta has one harbour, it's got two. Initials JB, it's a monogram. Watercolour and gouache on paper. Quite a big one. This is very appealing because it has a symmetry, it has very good colours. It has sea, it has land. I'll just show you these, I forgot to show you. Bonello has pinks, which is a nice thing for me. I think pink is important. The pink is something used by most of the painters, Schranz through to Joseph Gaglio and all the ones in the middle. This is now all built up, horrible suburbs. This is the Strand and Selima, which has disappeared under concrete. Manoel Island is going to become a Las Vegas style hotel and casino complex with horrible, cheapy, tawdry eateries. So that's going to disappear as well. Tash Beach, that's all under embassies. You have Lazaretto on the island, you have the fleet. This is an English fleet in battleships all lined up, or submarines all lined up at anchor. You have a steamer with a plume of smoke. You have rubble walls and stone walls. You have prickly pear. You have evidence of an early old Selima, a basic Selima. You have the Anglican church in Valletta. You don't have the dome, you don't have the Carmelite church. You have ranging towers, you have Elmo, Saint-Maison and the green Floriana without the Excelsior Hotel. I think that's a really good picture for Maltese. That shows you what's happened to this part of Malta. If you're foreign, it shows you what Malta used to be like. It's got everything you want from Bonello. I think that's a lovely thing. It's going to be expensive, this one, I'm afraid. Quite large, very good colours, signed, clear, well, monogrammed. It's clear. It's the view that everyone wants. The aspect everyone wants. Okay. Next. This one is in an ordinary English ground, signed Gianni. I'm getting confused with M. Gianni and Y. Gianni, Yves Gianni. It says Yves Gianni. Late, early 20th century, Greek temples at Paestum. Some people say Paestum, some people say Paestum, some people say Paestum. It is a complex of Roman ruins in, I think it's in either in Sicily or southern Italy, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's in Sicily. This is a really very good picture because the scene is one of the scenes the Maltese want to buy. It's one of the few scenes the Maltese want to buy. That is not in Malta. The reason is some of the main painters like Girolamo Gianni painted these temples, and other members of his family have painted them as well. The Girolamo Giannis I've seen of this scene have used a extremely vivid pink. It's not necessarily it was not necessarily from memory a dusk or dawn picture, but he used such bright phosphorescent pinks you really wouldn't believe it. If you saw the pink in isolation, you would say that couldn't be used. The condition is good. The mount is a nice deep mount, probably the original mount. The frame is modest. The picture is superb. There is some dirt on the inside of the glass. There is water. There is a clear signature, not obscured. There is poppies or flowers with red petals. A woman in the foreground. A fantastic depiction of the temples with foliation on the roof, the pillars, the hills in the background, and a big sky. It's not an unusual scene, but it's another one of these expensive scenes, I'm afraid. Yves Gianni or one of the other Giannis, I'm not sure which one it is, I'll have to take advice on it. Quality. So, the Greek temples at Paestum. Day's trip from Sorrento, June 1906. Wow, what a lovely sticker to have. Hand typed, not machine typed or printed. I think it needs a better frame. I think the frame is too ordinary for it. I think that requires a better frame. The inner mount is gold. Okay, there's two more, so I can't hang around. All packed, like the other ones. Wow, super pictures. These are going to be interesting, I can tell. Oval, but I don't remember them being oval. Wow, that picture. Beautiful. 764, let's see what the auctioneer says they are. Italian school, 19th century, that's a very safe description. Portrait of a peasant boy and girl from Ciociaria. A pair, one inscribed, something sheeny, lower left, oil on board. Okay. They're very reminiscent of the other one. So we have a lead, we have the attribution on the square one, and we can try and find out a bit more about these two. The gold gesso mounts at the top on this one have been lost. So they're what's called shortages now, that's what they call them in England. They've lost trim. Very easy to fix because you can use latex to create a mould, so it's not a big deal. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. This is the Chini, C-H-I-N-I, the auctioneer was referring to. Under the mount there is going to be more of that name. Is it an H? Sorry, is it a Bianchini? Bianchini? Don't know. With a lot of Bianchinis around, don't know who it is. A lovely back board, which is cut pine, not ply board, not pressed board. A lovely old rope hanger, two lovely hooks. No other holes showing these are the original hooks. Same with that one, pine, solid cut, not ply, thick, original hooks. Oval, not round. Colourful, blues, reds, good flesh tones. The characters are looking at each other, which means they're an opposing pair. They're not looking the same way. If they were looking the same way, they would not be a true pair. There would be a pair, but there wouldn't be a true pair. This is a true pair. They shouldn't be expensive, because at the time they were quite ordinary, but they have become expensive because they're so few around. There's lots of horrible ones and broken ones and singles, but a pair of them of a size like this, again they're going to be expensive, I'm afraid. They'll be going to Malta to be sold, where we have a business as well as England, so they're going to Malta. Right, we'll do another picture. Heavy. You always want the pictures to be cheaper than they are when you buy them, but they never are. Always cringeworthily expensive. You can be lucky, sometimes you'll get one for a lot less by good luck, but generally speaking, to buy these pictures, you are competing with quite a lot of collectors in a variety of places. so long. Right, I don't remember what these are. An ordinary back, plywood pressboard back. The frame is probably 1950 to 60. I like what I see so far. I see a large watercolour. You could say it's gouache if you wanted to, but I think it's watercolour with some heightening with gouache. That's a good sized picture. 763, Vincenzo D'esposito, 1886-1946, ocean line and leaving bay, with touches of white. We've got Lower Barrakka, St.Angelo, Marsa in the background. That is a liner, not a commercial, not a warship. I don't know why it has a red and white flag. I think that for Vincenzo D'esposito, that's quite a big one, and it's not a common aspect. It's bright and it's clear, and the colours are cheerful. I think that will find a home pretty fast when I get taken back to Malta. This one is meant to be by the same artist. We'll have a look and see. This one has a frame of a similar age, a little bit earlier. I think it is the same artist. It is a slightly more hurried picture than the last one. It looks like other Vincenzo D'espositos we have had and we've got. He's using his pink, he's using his quick boats, he's using his quick characters on the Lutsu or the Maltese boats, he's using his quick doorways. So we have Angelo, we have Senglea, Ricasoli, Upper Barrakka, a exaggerated Valletta, central Valletta. We have a steamer coming in, we have a breakwater. But it's a big picture, it's slightly bigger than the normal touristic pictures. I think because it's got clarity, and it has the pinks and the limey greens and the turquoises, it has the key elements that you want in a Maltese picture. If you're a tourist, or probably if you're Maltese, you've got Valletta waterfront, Lascaris. You've got all the elements that you expect to see and want to see. I think that is just a very good quality, large touristic painting. Because of its rarity and size, and the fact it's got everything in it, I think that it will be appealing to people in Malta who perhaps previously didn't want touristic paintings. The other thing it's got are very, very big masts, radio masts, on St.Angelo, which are not there anymore. They're huge masts. That needs to be cleaned behind the glass. The mount is also water damaged. So you can see another lovely picture. So we've been through some pictures. I like every single one that I bought. They're better than I had. All of them are far better than I had expected, and I think that they are really good value. I think that they're a very good investment. They're getting scarcer and scarcer every year, and to have those on your wall is a real privilege and a real treat. And I think it's if you combine the investment value with the enjoyment and the fun of getting them, and if other people say they like them, and that's all part of the trade, or part of the joy in owning these things. I think if I went to anybody's house in England or Malta and saw those, I would say, what is the picture? Who is it done? Who is it by? How could you walk past these pictures if you appreciate art? I think they're wonderful things. Thanks for looking.